Now, if you're a selfish person, this ain't for you, hun. Just look at this lock moisture method and call it a day. Hey guys, this is Hope Said It, back with another Hope Said It Uncut video for you, and this is another twofer. So why I'm lock moisturizing his hair? I'm talking about something that I really feel ladies need in order to go to the next level in their life. Do something with me as I talk to you about something else type videos. And this one, we're doing the lock moisture method, and I decided to do this because a lot of people say, yeah, your lock moisture method, it's cute and all, but it doesn't work with my kid. And I'm like, talking about? I do it with my kids all the time. And my kids don't have, a fine grade of hair. They have their mama's hair, okay? So I decided to get the roughest, toughest case I have in the house. His hair is dense and thick, very much like 4B, 4C texture hair. But the lock moisture method, every time, this is how they wake up every day, okay? Look at this. This is how they wake up every day. So let's get into it. We're going to do the lock moisture method. L is for liquid, O is for oil, and C is for cream. Let's do it. Baby, you can go ahead and play. So the L, like I said, is liquid. I'm going to use aloe vera juice, and that's all that's in this bottle. Just straight aloe vera juice. You can get it at Walmart for like, I don't know, $7 for a gallon jug. But make sure it's 100% pure aloe vera juice. You can make your own, but I don't have time for that. So we're just going to do that. And really for this, especially, this first step is crucial. So it's just dry, right? And then you're gonna put that aloe vera juice and kind of soak it in. The secret for hair like this, if you want it to flourish, you gotta give it time, okay? Nothing wrong with it. It just has to breathe. Make sure he doesn't get his computer wet. But it just has to breathe. Like, you have to let it marinate. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it on there and let it marinate on it. And as we're marinating it, let me tell you what I think is really hurting women these days. And it became a topic, and it's on my blog at hopesaidit.com. It was this week's topic because I just feel like a lot of people are stuck in life because they feel responsibilities for someone else. So what I'm talking about is setting boundaries. Okay, there are so many people. I used to think it's just African daughters, firstborn daughters type thing. But there are women everywhere who just don't know how to set boundaries. And I think the reason that is because we're nurturers. We're just supportive people. So it's very easy for us to kind of sit on the back burner. Someone asks us to do it, we're going to do it in excellence and forget ourselves. We're very selfless people. Now, if you're a selfish person, this ain't for you, hun. Just look at this lock moisture method and call it a day. But if you're one of those, I give it my all, I put my heart into everything people, just make sure you're not putting too much that you're neglecting yourself, okay? Because I always think, yes, love God, love others, but you also have to do your goals. There are so many people helping others, but are you helping yourself? In 10 years, are you going to be where you want to be because you thinned yourself out for everybody else? In 10 years, would you have fulfilled every goal that you want to do? If I just say, look at your priorities, look at your goals, whether it's career, whether it's personal, look at your goals and make sure you're fulfilling those, because the decisions you make, you need to make sure that those are priority. The decisions you make should be based off of the list that you have. For example, if I say, hey, my goal for the year is to get married, to make XYZ a year, to have kids, or whatever the case may be, the decisions you make need to line up with that. So if someone is trying to steal your time too much, just make sure it's aligned with your goal. Like, is this going to lead to any one of these three? Now, do it in the right order. But is it going to lead to where I want it to go? I don't care if your dream is to write a book. Is what you're doing leading to where you want to go? Are you going out too much? Are you helping other people too much? Just look at your friend group and see if you're the one that's doing everything. Are you the one who's always, reaching out? Are you the one who's always planning? Are you the one who's always checking in? And who's checking in on you? So is that relationship reciprocal? If not, it's time to do some spring cleaning, okay? Because I was literally gonna say, it's okay to be selfish. I don't like how that sounds, but it's okay to care about you. It's okay to have self-care, and it's okay to prioritize yourself at times. Because if you're on E, what are you pouring out to? And I see a lot of women on E, and they're not pouring out to anything, and they're not even reaching their goals because they're helping other people reach their goals. In what world is that okay? And you're doing it because you're kind-hearted. I'm not saying, can you believe these people? But, you know, we just have to be careful about that. Okay, so what I did right here, you saw me talking and just spraying. So what I did right here, I was just marinating, massaging this L in, okay? You saw how his hair was before. Now it's softened. Now it's softened. Now I can actually touch the scalp without digging in too much. I can touch the scalp and make sure you get the edges, make sure you get the back, all of that, okay? And that's what you do. Like, it's not going to do that at first. If you got very tight hair, very coarse hair, very dense hair, whatever, a little water ain't going to do nothing, okay? Especially, I think, if he's low porosity as well, it's going to take a while to kind of penetrate, right? So it's okay. We'll give it time. We're patient. We're patient people. So we're just going to let it marinate, let it penetrate. And now look, this is not what it was doing before. So this is just with the L. This is just with the aloe vera juice. 100% aloe vera juice. And so to lock this in, we're going to go to the next step, which is, oh, good job. It's the oil. So what we're going to do here, I mean, I keep on doing this. I should stop, but okay. So now we got this. And the next is O. Now, O, you can literally use a lot of things. You can use a whole bunch of things for this. Y'all know, if you watch, you know I use argan oil. I'm sorry, I have hair on my hand. I'm just looking at it. But you know I use argan oil. I use, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, very light oils. I don't do the coconut oil. I don't do the castor oil because I don't think that's light enough. I need like very, very light oils. So for this one, it's just argan oil. This is a Canvas Beauty. Whatever you get, just make sure it's 100%, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that say an oil on the bottle, but it's not really it. It's just that for marketing. So make sure you look at the back and make sure that that oil is the only thing in there, okay? Or you can do different oil blends if you want to. But me personally, I just like to do one. Just stick with one. I'm layering all this stuff in my hair anyway, so I'll just make sure it's one ingredient. So we did the aloe vera juice. Now we're on to this argan oil. Just to lock it in. It's not going to change the feel necessarily of it, but it kind of just seals it all in, okay? And for this one, you're like digging in, making sure it gets into the scalp, make sure it gets everywhere. And this is what we do in the mornings, okay? Sometimes in the mornings, you know, especially when school starts again, you just get that L and you go, and I just pray for it to carry you throughout the day. But when we have more time on the weekends and things like that, that's when I add all 3 steps. But really, if you had to say which one is most important, I mean, all of them are, okay? But just make sure you get that L in that hair, because that's that first step. That's going to soften the hair, if anything, okay? And since they're boys, I mean, good thing for me is that, you know, if they have single strand knots or some stuff that I just want to get, I could either just pull it out, which is a no-no for like my hair, I wouldn't, but I could either pull it out, cut it out, whatever. But you know, I just see if there's knots or something like that, I can just, you know, cut it out like that. That's the joys of having a boy. You don't necessarily have to be as careful because at the end of the day, you know, I trim it, I cut it anyway. So that's that. I don't know if I've been looking at the camera or where I've been looking this time, but either way, this is what happens when I try to do too many things at once. So finally, we're going to do that C. We're going to do the cream. Okay, and this cream is Canvas Beauty. I usually, whatever I'm using, I like to keep it all in the same brand. Usually, sometimes. Not all the time. But anyways, this one is just a Canvas Beauty Creme de la Creme. So that's my C. That's my cream that I'm using. Okay, just to top it off. And we're going to do the same thing. Just get some, rub it into your hand, and then rub it into the hair. Okay? So as I was saying about setting boundaries, make sure that you set the proper boundaries. I mean, learn how to say no. That's a huge one. I know a lot of people who just do not know how to say no. And know how to watch out when people are trying to sneak a suggestion upon you, if that makes sense. So a lot of the times, the manipulation, I don't like when people get manipulated, and that's why I'm talking about this. The manipulation I see is that, you know, maybe someone knows that you're kind of a people pleaser, a person who's not going to say no easily. And they'll be like, you know what? Yeah, we need someone at XYZ. You know, we really need someone at blah. Oh, what if, you know, we're looking for this or we're trying to do this and they're waiting for you to volunteer for it? Oh, I can't stand that. Cause I can see that a mile away. So be quiet. If they're not asking a question, do not answer anything. Do not volunteer yourself up for something you don't want to do because you feel you're getting cornered to do that. Because what's going to happen is if you burn out or something happens to you, they'll be like, I didn't ask her to do it. She just volunteered to, you know, and then you're stuck out there like that. Listen, I have seen this firsthand. These manipulators know how to manipulate and they know who to manipulate. And I just want to make sure that next person is not you. Okay. So just learn how to set boundaries. I mean, I know it's hard because you have a lot of people tugging at you, whether it's your mom, and family's the worst, right? Like if it's family, what are you going to do? Your mom, your sister, your cousin, you're this, you're that. And everybody's like, do this, do that, do this. I need this. But what are you doing? Keep that in mind as well. You see how this is fluffing up? This is fluffing up quite nicely. So I don't even use too much of the C. In order of the amount of use, it'd probably be liquid cream oil from most used to least used of the amount of product in the hair. Okay, see now, bless you. So now, bless you. So now what you do is, so now what you do is sculpt. I mean, listen, I'm a whole artist up in here. So you got the texture that you want. It's like, okay, now it's nice and soft, it's malleable, you see it moving, that's good. That means it's moisturized, it's nice. So now all I do is like look at them and start playing so that it shapes his hair correctly. So let me go ahead and do that. You style it by hand, you can style it by scissors, and just shape it up to however you want it to be. So look at the camera. Y'all see that? Okay, looked right. Okay. Let that encourage you. Just because your child's hair is looking crazy in the morning or it may look rough, put the stuff in and watch it work. Like black hair is amazing because, you know, it can look one way 1 second, but with the right products, it can transform the hair. I have playlists, guys. I have a motherhood playlist and a marriage playlist and a hair playlist because I'm marriage, motherhood, hair, and life. So any topic that interests you, just click one of the playlists and just play it because it's all related videos to that topic. And in the hair video, that's when I think I'm detangling their hair with a brush and stuff like that. So you can see more of that. But yeah, that is him. Okay, babe, thank you. Just know that it works. It works. You just have to get the right products, the right technique to bring that texture out. It's in there. Do not count it out just because it looks crazy when they wake up, but just get the right moisturizer, get the right technique, massage it, give it some time, and then it'll say, you know what, I'll wake up and look okay for you. Remember to also set those boundaries. I don't know if I really got into it because, you know, doing two things at once is different, but make sure you are setting those boundaries because at the end of the day, you account for your life. And when you're 60, when you're 70, you can't look back and say, I didn't do this because my mom. I didn't do this because everybody else. No, because they're going to be living their best lives and they got to live their best life because of you, because you helped them do that. You helped them achieve what they wanted to achieve or help them out along the way. Meanwhile, you didn't do anything. You don't have anything to account for. So make sure you're writing down your goals. Make sure you write your priorities. What do you want out of life? We want to make sure you achieve it. What do you want out of life? And then after you know what you want out of life, make sure that every decision you make after that, it might not align with that. Oh, you're going to take up too much time and I'm trying to find a whole husband out here. Oh, you're trying to take too much time and, you know, I have these goals to do. I read this many minutes a day. I do whatever the case is, just make sure that your goals are priority and you're not thinking of yourself. Because as women, I get it. We want to give and give and give, but we want to make sure we're also achieving our dreams too. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And no is a complete sentence. Not no but, no and, no but I can, no, I can't. But thank you for asking. That's the only but you can do. But thanks and call it a day. I know it's hard, especially if it's family, so don't feel bad if you feel bad about it. And really, if they push back, if you put up your boundaries and say, no, I can't do that, you'll see who they really are. Either they're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, never mind. Or they'll be worse and not talk to you or something like that, and then you'll know where they stand. I saw somewhere where a therapist online, so you know it's real, said that actually when you set boundaries and people start, acting funny or hating it, you're doing it right, because that means you are setting a boundary. Like, just think of it as like a boundary. If someone is telling you not to come in, you're gonna get mad. You're gonna be like, hey, we always went here. What's the deal? So you're doing it right, okay? Just make sure you're prioritizing yourself, though. I'm not gonna belabor the point, but I really want you to know that you matter and that you need to make sure that you are living your best life with God, okay? So lock moisture method, I have a video about that. If you look at the hair playlist, there are so many things about hair, whether you want to know how to keep your hair moisturized, detangle your hair, which products to use, natural hair regimen. I have all of those videos in the hair playlist. Check it out. And if you're like, hair, no, I don't want anything about that. Well, I have a marriage motherhood playlist as well with different topics to help you out in whatever walk of life you have. Guys, subscribe, okay? Half of the people that watch this video aren't subscribed, so hello. Subscribe and then get notifications so you know when I upload every week. I post daily at Hope Said It on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on Threads now. It's a whole thing, but I post there daily if you just want to interact more with me there. So check me out. I'll see you later. Bye. Okay, baby, turn around. Let me follow me.